Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Henderson, editor at the Webhost Industry Review, and I'd like to welcome you to another one of our WER webinars. Today's session, Riding the New gTLD Wave to Achieve 10 Times Hosting Growth, will be presented by Sid Talian of LogicBoxes. So I'll let Sid introduce himself properly in a moment, but before I do, I just want to take care of a couple of things. First, questions. We'll save some time at the end of the presentation for questions. There's not always enough time to answer every question, unfortunately, but we will have an opportunity to reach out to LogicBoxes directly, and there'll be some information on that on the final slide of the webinar. Finally, there will be a video archive of the webinar available if you want to look at a certain slide or share a certain part of a presentation with a colleague. It'll be in the archives at www.thewer.com/webinars, and that'll be up there as of early next week, so be sure to check that out. So that's pretty much it. I'll let Sid take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Nicole. Well, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. Well, I represent LogicBoxes, and I'm heading the sales team for LogicBoxes for the last 2 years. Well, primarily, I believe most of you would know what we do, but I'll cover that comprehensively during the presentation. Let's move to the presentation for today, and basically what I would like to talk about today is the LogicBoxes Elite Reseller Program. So when we talk about this webinar, I would primarily talk about the relevance of new gTLD opportunities to your hosting business. What should your new gTLD strategy essentially consist of, and how LogicBoxes proposes to give you just the right solution to fully leverage the opportunity at hand and multiply your revenues. So here's the agenda for today. First of all, I would like to talk about the fact that the new gTLDs are here. And with the first batch of gTLDs being already delegated, it's time that the hosting industry braces for this new market scenario. These new gTLDs present new opportunities for everyone, especially for hosting companies. And I shall talk about those opportunities in the second section of this webinar. Post that, I would talk about the LogicBoxes Elite Reseller Program, which is an industry-first program focused on hosting companies who currently resell domain names, and comes along with a unique base cost pricing model for the current set of gTLDs. And along with that, it comes with guaranteed lowest pricing for all new gTLDs that will be rolled out in the next few months. Apart from these unique cost benefits that have never been offered before in the industry, this program comes along with strategy assistance and red carpet service and support, which also includes a dedicated account manager for all business and technical needs. So it's a complete solution. And finally, I will wrap it up with some interesting statistics about LogicBoxes. Well, we are all aware of the fact that new gTLDs are going to revolutionize the domains industry, and this will directly impact your hosting business as well. Let's do a quick status check on these new gTLDs as of today. Well, the good news is that the first batch of new gTLDs have already been delegated by ICANN, with about 35 gTLDs added to the route already. The first phase of launching a gTLD is the sunrise phase, and we have seen about 27 new gTLDs enter this sunrise phase as of now. We actually did see a lot of delays with this whole new gTLD program over the past few months, and although there is still a long way to go before we see all of the approved new gTLDs go live, we can now say that new gTLDs have finally arrived. Well, very soon we'll see some of the first new gTLDs hit the general availability and be available to end customers through various sales and marketing channels. Well, interestingly, it is evident that these new gTLD registries would need partners in order to promote and sell their gTLDs. And it looks like hosting companies are poised to play a big role in their success. So let's look at the perspective of the new gTLD opportunity and the way it presents itself to the hosting industry as of today, and also try and understand what's the big deal about these new gTLDs. Let's look at some numbers. Well, the total investment that has gone into the entire new gTLD program, if we combine all the new gTLD applications that have been made till date, it comes out to about 350 million US dollars. This covers the application fee and other costs that are involved in the whole application process. Also, it is expected that the market potential for these new gTLDs would be more than $1 billion US dollars, primarily because these new gTLDs relate to their audience in a far better manner than it was possible before. For instance, with so many niche, community, and gTLDs, it would allow the domain buyers to not just buy a domain name that truly represents his or her identity or business model, but also register domains under other relevant new gTLDs that allow him or her to reach out to the target audience more effectively. So in short, what I'm trying to say here is that we should expect domain buyers to buy more than one domain name with the new gTLDs out there. So in terms of market potential, it clearly shows that there is a huge opportunity for web hosting companies to directly benefit from this new gTLD program. Now, the $1 billion market potential that we discussed in the previous slide only considered the revenues generated through domains. Now, as we have seen with the current set of gTLDs like the coms, the nets, and the orgs, the hosting opportunity is expected to be much bigger than the domains opportunity. As of today, we have seen that about 40% of all active domain names are actually hosted. So if we extrapolate a conservative conversion rate for new gTLDs, we see that there is going to be a big jump in the near future as far as hosting sales are concerned. So what it means is, with more registrations happening with these new gTLDs out there, there'll be a renewed demand for hosting as well. Now, another aspect of this whole new gTLD program is the fact that new gTLD registries would be aggressively looking to get new customers online. Now, these new customers are the ones who are non-domain buyers. So what I mean by that is they had never bought a domain name before. And they're going to do that by offering them a compelling value proposition for buying a domain name. And along with that, they would also offer a very, very simple package to allow them to go online with that domain name. So primarily, they would offer them a hosting and a site builder package. Now, this is something that has been done before successfully by existing gTLDs, and I would like to take the example of .co. .co actually got a huge percentage of new customers that also bought hosting from them. So the model where you sell a domain name and sell hosting along with it is not alien for any gTLD. And as we have seen, it has been done before successfully. Also, what we have seen is that there is a huge push by the community in the form of the domain name association. For instance, the DNA.org, which is an organization whose key objectives are spreading new gTLD's awareness and educating customers globally, which is, by the way, very important for the success of these new gTLDs. And such initiatives are also backed by some of the biggest players in the industry. For instance, the DNA.org is also backed by the likes of Google. Coming back to the new gTLD registries, now, in order for them to get customers on board, they would be assigning a fat marketing budget for each new gTLD application that they have done. And the marketing budget is expected to be around $1 million per TLD. This will be spread out over a period of time. But if we exclude brands and contentions as far as new gTLD applications are concerned, we still have around 500 new gTLDs that would require aggressive marketing. So roughly we are looking at a marketing spend of around $500 million to promote all of these new gTLDs. And a lot of this marketing spend would happen through partners, and we are pretty sure that a lot of these partners would eventually be hosting companies who already have a customer base. I would like to quote another example here about 1&1. They have spent around $50 million on TV print and online marketing as far as new gTLDs are concerned. And to be honest, this is just the tip of the iceberg as far as new TLD advertising is concerned. So now let's try and understand how hosting companies are well positioned for these new gTLDs. The business model traditionally of a hosting company relies heavily on gaining the customer trust through exceptional SLAs and customer support. Now, some of the biggest hosting brands today have traditionally been known for their customer service and uptime. Now, it is this trust of your customers that has positioned hosting companies very well when it comes to new gTLDs, as these new gTLDs would want to partner with you to be able to tap into your customer base. Also, traditionally we have seen that large hosting companies are preferred partners for registry co-marketing activities, as registries look to incentivize partners in terms of marketing grants in order to market their TLD. Now, with these new gTLDs, these co-marketing activities would simply multiply, as there are going to be hundreds of these registries instead of a handful that we see today, trying to reach out to the target audience. And all of these registries would eventually like to have co-marketing activities and marketing relationships with the hosting companies out there. Now, we had seen before in one of the slides that the new gTLDs would eventually want to partner with hosting companies because they have a large customer base. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that the new gTLDs, unlike the current set of TLDs, do not have any customers as of today, as they're new. And they would look to get maximum traction locally, but at the same time, they would want to rapidly expand globally. So they would want to partner with entities that already have a large pool of domain or hosting buyers. And partnerships with hosting companies hence becomes a no-brainer for them. Also, this is important, that the margins on each transaction for a new TLD is expected to be higher than some of the existing mass market TLDs like the coms and the nets. But honestly speaking, hosting companies may not be the only ones who would partner with new gTLD registries. New gTLD registries would ideally want to partner with other entities as well. So let's try and understand what the competition would look like. Well, first of all, ICANN accredited registrars would have the first go at selling hosting and allied products to the customers who are interested in buying new TLD domain names. Now, these ICANN registrars traditionally have been the sales and marketing arms of various registries, and they would continue to be the first ones to offer these new gTLDs to the target audience. Also, what we are seeing is that some of the biggest hosting names in the industry are already gearing up to fully leverage this new gTLD opportunity, as they would want to be the first ones to offer these TLDs to their own customer base. So the point that we are trying to make here is that there will be competition for you going forward, but the idea is to start now so that you will be ready to compete with these registrars and other hosting companies. So taking a cue from that point, let's try and understand what should be your strategy as far as your growth is concerned in this new world of new gTLDs. Well, so as far as your strategy is concerned, let's first try and understand what it should not be. The wait and watch strategy being implemented by some of the hosting companies as we see today may not be the best thing for you, as you need to brace for this opportunity now. A delay in integrating with these new gTLDs and without choosing the right platform and service might just be a big mistake, as you would miss out on the next gTLD boom that will happen in the next few months. So now let's try and understand what your strategy should look like. So the first thing that you should do is ensure that you quickly integrate with new gTLDs, ideally as soon as they are launched. This would give you the first mover advantage. With these integration in place, you can not just offer these new TLDs to your existing customer base, but you can also look to capture untapped markets. Now, with new gTLDs, it becomes very important that you have an increased focus on domains, as the new gTLDs would create a lot of curiosity amongst the customers, and they would want to register domains with TLDs that relate to their business or their community or their region, geography. If you are able to provide all the new gTLDs on your website, then you're not just retaining your own customers, but also attracting non-domain buyers onto your website. Now, all of this will definitely give a direct boost to your hosting business as well, because these domain buyers would eventually want to buy hosting as well, and they might also want to have emails. And you would be the best option for them because you are a hosting company. Now, another interesting aspect about new gTLDs is that a lot of these TLDs would be targeted to a very niche audience. What this means is that they'll be targeting specific communities, specific regions that have appealed to a certain set of individuals and businesses. So what you can do as hosting business is that you can drive your marketing campaigns in a way that you look to capture these niche categories. This specific value proposition has never been offered before because we never had so many TLDs. So this will be something new, and this will definitely be a big opportunity for all the hosting companies out there. Let me take an example here. there are a few TLDs that are that are offered to people from the sports industry. And so what they would need to do is partner with all the sports organizations in order to propagate the idea of those TLDs. Hosting companies can do the same thing as well. They can also choose to partner with these sports agencies and basically market their brand name and offer these new domain names through these agencies. When they offer a domain name, they can club it with a very good hosting package along with a site builder that allows the end customer to actually use that domain name. Another example could be .nyc, which is for New York City. And this TLD is intended for the residents of New York. And so these customers would ideally consist of individuals and small businesses, and they would want to buy a .nyc domain name, and not just that, they would also want to buy hosting. So taking this example, if you are strong in a certain geography, you would want to tap into the potential of that geography based on the new gTLDs that are being offered in that region. Now also, as a part of your strategy, you would need to provide with intelligent bundling options with aggressive domain price points. Now, a lot of these new domain buyers would need the ability to easily make a website and be able to send emails using their new domain name. And a cost-effective bundle package would be ideal for them. Now, we should remember that the new gTLDs will be targeting a lot of non-domain buyers, people who have never bought a domain name before. And they cannot be expected to be tech-savvy or knowledgeable about this industry and would ideally like to see a very simple and cost-effective solution. Now, also, a very important part of your strategy going forward should be that you need to have your focus on emerging markets as well. Because if we see the trends and the projections going forward, we are expecting to see a big jump in internet consumption in these emerging economies. As you can see in the infographic, emerging markets would consist of roughly 46% of total internet consumers globally by the year 2015. That's like a year from now. And it would actually surpass advanced economies by the year 2018 or 2020. So there's a lot of potential in these emerging markets, and to be honest, we still have to see the large hosting companies really tap into this potential. So when we talk about tapping into the potential of emerging economies, I would like to show another statistic here. As of today, USA contributes to about 38 domains per 100 internet users, which is the highest right now. But some of the most populous countries from the emerging markets like China and India, with only about 2.5 domains per 100 internet users, are actually poised to play a big role and drive the domains industry forward, simply because they have so much potential in terms of numbers. I would like to take a couple of examples of how some of the biggest players are already here in these regions and are trying to tap into the potential that's available in these emerging economies. For instance, Google has partnered with HostGator and is offering web services to small Indian businesses through its India Get Online campaign. Now in this offering, the customers get a free domain name, a free site builder and hosting for 1 year, and they also get free email addresses. So this makes it very easy for these small businesses to actually go online. And the revenues are expected to come through when renewals happen after the first year. Also, we have seen GoDaddy has been in India for over a year now, and GoDaddy's focus has primarily been on small businesses as well. But the difference that they make in this country is about the creative marketing campaigns that they have in place to get small business owners on board. And lastly, it's common knowledge that hosting companies have the reach to create a big impact in the whole new gTLD success story. And there are a lot of other players competing with you to benefit from these new gTLDs. So in short, if you as a hosting business do not leverage this opportunity now, you should totally expect that someone else will actually go ahead and take it. So on that note, I would like to introduce the Elite Reseller Program from LogicBoxes, which is a one-of-its-kind program crafted specifically for hosting companies in order to give them a decisive edge in the domains industry and allow them to make the most of this new gTLD boom. Well, before I go into detailed features, I would like to mention that this Elite Reseller Program is exclusive, and it is currently open only to a select group of hosting companies. We have shortlisted these hosting companies after implementing a rigorous eligibility criteria. So coming back to the features, the most important feature of the Elite Reseller Program is its base cost pricing. This means that as a large hosting company, you can now sell all the major TLDs, the com, net, org, infobiz, at base cost, thereby providing you with a pricing model that gives you a decisive edge over all your competitors. And not just that, LogicBoxes guarantees minimum pricing for all the new gTLDs that will be rolled out in the next few months. This ensures that you maintain your edge over your competitors in the long run as well. The pricing, which is the base cost pricing and the minimum pricing for new gTLDs, which is set up during the sign-up with LogicBoxes, stays the same for the entire contract period with LogicBoxes. Hence, it gives you the pricing stability and reliability so that you can plan your marketing activities, your business activities for the next few years. Also, these direct cost savings that you would have on your domain names can be directly targeted towards your marketing activities to promote your brand. And LogicBoxes would also be providing with marketing assistance for all our elite partners. LogicBoxes has been in the industry for the last 10 years. And over these years, we have gathered tremendous marketing expertise that would help you grow your domains business. Now, under this program, LogicBoxes also provides you with complete assistance on your new gTLD plans. So it's not just about giving you the best price. What we would also do is give you the ability to sell all these new gTLDs as soon as they are launched. LogicBoxes would look to integrate with all the new gTLDs as soon as they are available, and all of the technical integrations would be taken care of by LogicBoxes and simply made available to you as soon as they are ready. Secondly, LogicBoxes will provide you with comprehensive assistance and knowledge with your new gTLD strategy. Now, LogicBoxes has vast experience in serving large ICANN registrars, domain resellers, registries, ISPs, and telcos, and definitely has the right amount of experience to provide you with the assistance you need to succeed in the domain of new gTLDs. Also, LogicBoxes has dominance in emerging markets and would be very happy to provide you with strategic advice on how to approach these markets, what has worked and what has not worked in the past, and any other insight that would be helpful for you. So over these years, our service and support has always been unparalleled, and keeping that in mind, LogicBoxes would provide all its elite partners with dual support. That is, you would get a dedicated account manager with many years of experience in the domains industry for all your domains business needs, along with a dedicated technical manager for all your technical or integration needs. Also, LogicBoxes gives you the option of outsourced white label support for your domains customers. Now, this feature of the Elite Reseller Program, which is providing ICANN accreditation services, is very unique to LogicBoxes, and we have rolled this feature out to our elite partners as well. So under this service, LogicBoxes would provide with free ICANN accreditation consulting to all its elite partners. Typically, we normally charge a consulting fee of $15,000 for every ICANN accreditation consulting, but all our elite partners would get this consultancy for free. So this means that our elite partners would have the option to become an ICANN accredited registrar at any time during the contract. And LogicBoxes would not just get them accredited, but also provide them with the registrar automation platform with integrations to all the major registry providers with their own registrar credentials. So it will be an end-to-end solution as far as your registrar needs are concerned. And the transition from a reseller to a registrar account, which is one of the biggest considerations for aspiring ICANN registrars, would be hassle-free and smooth with LogicBoxes, as we have done this many times before. And we currently have more than 100 ICANN registrars using our platform. And the transitions or the migrations of domains for all of them have been done without any problems or delays. Now, very importantly, I want to talk about the backend solution. So with LogicBoxes, you would be rest assured that you have the most comprehensive and evolved domains platform available in the market today. LogicBoxes platform has seen over 10 years of creative development while incorporating client feedback coming from different parts of the globe, and we have also incorporated a lot of industry best practices and ICANN compliance needs. So this has resulted in a very robust, tried and tested, and infinitely scalable platform that is business ready for our elite partners. Now, we do understand that you may already have a front end and a business automation platform, as you already have a hosting business in place. Hence, we provide you with comprehensive APIs that can be easily plugged in to your existing business layer. Now, all of the features available on the LogicBoxes platform would be made available to you through these APIs. Talking about the features, LogicBoxes platform is multilingual, which means it supports all the major languages, and it also supports all the currencies globally, and also has a multi-tiered architecture. I want to talk a little bit more about the multi-tiered architecture. What it actually does, it allows you to have a long tail of resellers or partners. Now, all of your partners, if they are using the LogicBoxes domains exchange solution, would be free to transact in any currency of choice with complete localization which means they can have the choice of language, the choice of currency, and this enables them to access new markets, new communities, new regions with complete automation and support. We have seen a lot of our clients have leveraged this multi-tiered architecture to their benefit and have actually expanded to new markets with ease. So now I would like to talk a little bit about LogicBoxes. LogicBoxes has been a technology and consultancy provider for over a decade now, and we specialize in providing with enterprise solutions to ICANN registrars and resellers, and are a global leader in the domains industry as of today. Currently, we are providing with red carpet consultancy services to our partners in the new gTLD space, along with complete automation to manage their domain solutions. As far as the ICANN consultancy service is concerned, which has been a service that is very unique to LogicBoxes, we have till date accredited over 20% of all the ICANN registrars that are active globally. And these are some of the statistics about LogicBoxes. Well, I think I mentioned this before, that we have over 100 active registrars on board as of today. We are the 4th largest domain services provider in the world, and we manage more than 8 million active domain names. We do have some of the largest hosting companies as our clients, and they're currently using our domains automation platform. Some of the clients are the likes of HostGator, UK2 Group, there is ISIM TestKill, they're based out of Turkey, Reg.ru, and many more. So this brings us to the end of this presentation. I would like to invite all of you to a personalized one-to-one demo of our platform and a no obligations chat on our Elite Reseller Program. If you would like to see more information on our Elite Reseller Program, you may visit elite.logicboxes.com, or you can get in touch with me directly on siddharth.t@logicboxes.com or sales@logicboxes.com. Now I would like to open this webinar for questions. Over to you, Nicole.
Okay, great. So we've got a question here that asks, what is the meaning of base cost? Can you throw some light on that? And also, what is the eligibility criteria?
Okay. Okay, I think these are 2 to 3 questions. The meaning of base cost is very simple. Base cost is nothing but the cost of a registrar when they buy a domain name. Let's take an example. If you're talking about .com, then the registry price for a .com is $7.85, and ICANN would charge 18 cents on top of that. So when a registrar is buying a domain name, the registrar is buying .com domain name for $8.03. By the time this domain name is available to a reseller, there is a markup added by a registrar, there is a markup added by the platform solutions provider. So by being an Elite partner, you would not be paying any management fees. So you would only pay $8.03, which is the base cost of this domain name. As far as the eligibility is concerned, there are various factors around it. First of all, the major factor is the number of domains that you manage as a hosting business right now. Also, it is very important as to what is your region of focus. Also, we would like to see if you have been, if you're really interested in selling new gTLDs as well. So there are these parameters that come together before the eligibility can be defined. I
Okay,
hope
great.
that answers the question.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and this question is about the promotion. Is this a time-bound promotion, and how long is the base cost valid?
Okay. Um, well, this whole program is not a promotion. This program is more of a service that we intend to provide to some of the largest hosting companies out there. Um, uh, Typically, I've seen that promotions have deadlines, promotions are time bound, but it is a service which is going to be there for a long time. So this is not a promotion, so it is not time bound.
Okay, thanks. This is kind of a related question. What are the costs involved in the program?
Okay. Um, well, let's look at the process of getting on board, and then we look at costs. So the process is very simple. You would be reselling domain names right now from a parent registrar, and once you become an elite partner, you would simply resell domain names from the LogicBoxes registrar. So the only thing that will change is that your domain names would now be registered with LogicBoxes as the registrar. As far as the implementation is concerned, I believe you would want to use our APIs to connect to our backend platform, and we would simply create an account for you on our side. So there are no setup costs, there are no management costs, there is no annual fee. I've already mentioned that there is not going to be any per domain fee as far as current TLDs are concerned. So it's like a free solution. All you got to do is come on board and sell TLDs using the LogicBoxes backend.
Okay, thanks. The next question is, we have seen that migrating large volume of domains onto a new platform is not easy. What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, well, I think this is a question that I've answered many times when I've been talking to some of the hosting companies. And this is a valid question because um, migrating large volumes of domains from registrar A to registrar B is not entirely smooth the way it looks, typically. Primarily because we understand that a hosting business would not want to trouble its customers to basically go ahead and switch the domain name from this registrar to the other one. So we at LogicBoxes have done this before. We have seen what it takes to make this process as smooth as possible. So typically what happens is whenever a renewal call is made by the customer on your control panel, you would actually make a transfer call, and the domain would then get renewed under the LogicBoxes platform. And as far as the whole process, the whole implementation of this process is concerned, we at LogicBoxes have ensured that it is a smooth and hassle-free process for you. So I really don't think this should be a challenge.
Okay, great. We've got one final question here. With the new gTLDs out there, do you think that the current gTLDs will lose relevance in any way? Should the focus completely be on new gTLDs going forward?
Hmm. Well, as far as the focus is concerned, um, I would recommend that there should be a great amount of focus on new gTLDs because there's a lot of opportunity out there, a lot of potential to be tapped into. But at the same time, we do have a lot of existing business in the form of current set of TLDs. And so I would recommend a two-pronged approach in which you should leverage the base cost pricing of current set of TLDs and try and get new customers on board. And on the other side, you should leverage the cost savings that you would get in terms of base cost pricing by investing in marketing activities to get customers for new gTLDs. So I think the focus has to be on both, but if you would ask me, I would say that there has to be a little bit more focus on new gTLDs, because new gTLDs are the future to this industry.
Okay, great. And just a reminder that you can reach out directly to Sid to learn more about the Elite Reseller Program. His information's on screen if you have any questions following the webinar. But that's all the time we have for today. So I'd like to thank everyone for attending and for submitting your questions. And I'd also like to thank Sid for presenting and teaching us about the opportunity for web hosts to leverage new